You're watching the television, fella. Tracy has some great content. So keep watching. He'll show you stuff you never even knew existed for your television.
That's the Intellivision gamer,
What?
Casey. Casey.
Television, fella. Take it away, Tracy.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Intellivision Show, episode 77. I'm your host, the Intellivision Gamer. Now, today we're going to have the regular show. We're going to go through news, mail call. We got a few other segments here that aren't normally in there, but I try to when I have time and when I have something. At the end of the show, due to when he's available, we are going to have an interview, and we're going to talk about the 16-direction arcade stick. I believe it's the first one in quite a while, if it's not the only one. So I'm excited to talk to him about that. But first, we're going to go through everything else, and we're going to have some homebrew gameplay as well. But first, if you guys don't mind, hit that like button. It really does help out at the beginning, bring more people in. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, AtariAge, Discord. All those links are going to be in every video in the description. Let's go ahead and welcome everyone in chat. Benvril is here first. What's going on, Benvril? Code Monsieur, hello from Georgia. Welcome, Code. Pierre's here, saying hello to everyone. Kurt Bradshaw's here. Kurt has 2 more homebrews coming. 3 if what, Kurt? Which ones? I actually have one that I don't have. I don't know if you guys have already heard me say it. I thought I had them all, but I am missing one, and it is paid for and on the way. It was one of David Harley's games, and man, I think I have it somewhere still, but can't find it, so I had to buy it. Buckeye, what's going on? Good to see you. PJ Smith saying hello to everyone. What's going on? Evening, PJ. All right. So show update. Nothing big, but I'm going to do on the thumbnails. I'm going to list things. I used to do, like, if I had an interview or something, it would always be at the top. So I think what I'm going to do is whatever order I'm doing the show in, I'm going to list the items there. So since the interview is at the end of the show tonight, I put it at the bottom. So it'll kind of help people that maybe they just want to see a certain part of the show. They can come in, a little bit in, or if they want to make sure they hit it at the beginning to get something they want to see. So the order of the thumbnail will be the order I do the show in. Also, I added a new segment. We do a lot of high scores, and we post pictures. And in Discord, I try to get that going. Myself and Crash 7, we post high scores. I'm thinking if you guys are playing a game and you send me a screenshot, either just the graphic or if you want to be in it with a thumbs up or something, send me screenshots of your highest scores for the original 125 games or a homebrew game. Or if a game doesn't have a score and you beat it or, got far and you're proud of it and you want to send in a picture, I will show whatever I get that week on the next show. So I have a few of my own to start it off. And hopefully when you guys are playing, you'll send them in. When I get them, I'll show them. So that's it for the show update. Personal update. I've got a lot going on. I'm really busy here lately. The house add-on is in full swing. So this Monday, today, we started up the outer perimeter framing, and they started tearing down the sidewall, which is right a few feet from me this way. And it really looks like something now. Some of the inner walls are up. You can tell where my room is, where our bathroom is, where the stairs are going to be, and where Robbie's room will be. So my wife is really excited. She's like, I don't see it. I'm like, it's there. Trust me. When it starts going up, you're going to see everything. And she sent me some pictures today. I was like, do you see it now? And she's like, yes. I'm like, good. She's happy now. So I'm excited. I love seeing that stuff come together. So Kurt has Flappy Bird and the IntelliVoice Same Game and Robots coming, plus Road Fighter. Sweet. Flappy Bird isn't the easiest to get, and I don't think the Same Game and Robots, maybe. That is the newer version. The IntelliVoice version is the newest one. Ivory Tower Collections. What's going on, Jesse? Good to see you. Got a lot of goodies coming back from Jesse. I'm excited to show them off, too. All right, so let's get into the next part. Intellivision news. So we don't have a whole lot this week. We're going to show the scores, and I was able to participate, so I'm a little excited about that. Let me get this over here, and let's see if we are still in the right spot. No, we are not. Only take a second, though. I don't know why it keeps resetting. It didn't used to do that. All right. Luckily, it's right on the top. So this was for Atlantis, and this is one of the few games that I can remember actually getting as a young boy. I love Atlantis. I still like playing to this day. Romaine annihilated us with 40,340. I came in second. I normally use my saucer a lot every single night level, and I tend to get a lot farther that way. For this one, and I posted a video. It's a link in this challenge. I think, yeah, I posted it on YouTube as well. I went saucerless, so I did not touch my saucer. And I got 17,300, which is fairly decent, I believe. That was good enough for second. Third was Alan, 12,040. Kurt Kietsky in fourth, 11,870. Godislaw, 8640. DJ F, 3150. Tom Brockman, 1960. And Michael Doherty, 1800. Jose, 620, and Alan Hood, 280. So this week, what was the game they're playing this week? Space Spartans, I believe it was. Oh, it says right there. Space Spartans. Until this coming Sunday. If you eke one in there real early hours, Monday, I forgot before, and I played and just didn't send it. And usually you can get it in there because he doesn't actually do it until the afternoon when he gets home from work. So if you played and you forgot to send it, go ahead and post it. You never know. It could be in there. Mr. Post Style, I don't know if you saw the beginning, but I used your intro for today. Good to see you, Poe. I love that old man Poe intro. Kurt says, oh, Stephen Harvey, I missed you coming in there, buddy. Good to see you. Welcome. Jesse says, yes, Casey kept me busy last week for sure. Business is good, sir. And you are very good at what you do. Very good. Always appreciate your time. Everyone's saying hello to Steven. Poe says, face farting. Kurt says, I'm getting the white box IntelliVoice version, the same box as Magic Carousel and Space Can't. We'll say it that way. Space Can't. Greetings. Welcome. Good to see you. Okay, Collier? Hopefully he said that right. Pierre says, hi, Superstar Poe. I don't even think Poe knew he was in the intro for tonight. It's the same one you did, of course, but I decided it was time to put that one back in there. I hope you don't mind, sir. I hope you don't mind. All right, so the AtariAge Season 20 is officially done. The last final game was Saving Rickster, which is a free download, by the way. This was made for Rick as a thank you for hosting the season. He's been doing it for quite a while. And here is the ROM. There's 1.1 and 1.15. You can download the manual. Scroll down here to the scores. Hey, what do you know? Rick won this one with 10,170. Rick, I actually played this game and had a score, and I forgot to send it in. I forget what I had, but I'll have to look it up and just see where I would have fit in just for fun. Once you get going, it's not bad. It's a little awkward at first, and make sure you push 9. Don't start out with the hard levels. So Rick won with 10,170. We had Damien, I believe it was Damien. No more DPI Sakane. Damien, the guy that made this game, 9,435. So Rick beat the guy that made the game. That's always a fun thing to do. Crash 7, 6305. And Mikey 50, 6305. Dash O Pepper, 1567. Fake Cortex 1006, and Garu 101 with 5 cats saved. So since this is the final one, I believe this is the final for season 20. Rick going to take the win with 440. Damien in the 2 spot with 300. Crash 7, the final podium spot with 248. Mikey 5205. Inti Fan Matt 156. Garu 146. Peripheral 127. David Vision 106. Wolfie 6275. Dashiell Pepper 71. Fake Cortex 66. Lupovax 57. Player 1 30. M Crew 29. S Baz 22. J Blinky 18. Myself, the Intellivision Gamer, with 12. 1 point ahead of the Intellivision dude. I'll take that as a win. I think we each played once, maybe twice. Intellivision dude with 11. Mr. Me 7. And Mike W 2 points. So the next season is going to be 2026, so we won't have this in the news for the rest of the year until they start it up again. Rick says he is going to be running it for season 21, but he's going to be playing less of the games, quote, to give other people a chance at the win. I say if he likes playing and he's doing all the work, you might as well play, make people earn it, but he wants to give people a chance. He's very good at games, so... Oh, overall rankings points. I'm wondering if I read that wrong. After season finale. Okay, so I guess it's not too much different. Rick, Damien, and Crash still top 3. Mikey. And then there's the, I'm not sure what that is. Maybe the last one was before the finale game, and this is with it added in. I'll have to ask and make sure I did that right. Let's go ahead and catch up on chat, and then we'll move on to... I'll show you some of my high scores since we were just talking about it. I need to check my phone and see if I can talk about the news. All right, I do have some news. So Intellivision Collector, August 29th, tariffs are kicking in for the USA residents who order games from Canada. I've heard, he says he heard like 35%. Hopefully that's not a thing, but if you have been waiting to order some games, he recommends getting them in now and save money before that deadline. So if you've been holding off on some purchases from the Intellivision Collector, get them in. Montezuma's Revenge is pending, still pending due to boxes. All their materials are in hand and hoping for a late August release. So keep an eye out. We'll definitely be talking about it. Papa Pete will be telling you. I'll be telling you. To me, that's possible Game of the Year material. It's definitely going to be in the running. This game is phenomenal. I've played it before at PRGE. So... it could push into December, depending on how everything goes. There's a lot up in the air, so be on the lookout for that, definitely. All right. So let me show you. Been playing a lot of Road Fighter. Let me get back here. This is my current high score. It's much higher than DJC's. He talked a little smack, and I came up and played one last game before bed. And my previous score wasn't even 4,500, so I more than doubled my score in one game. And I got a really good run in. I think I've kind of got it figured out. I read the manual. The 3 cars act differently, and I kind of used that, and it helped me. I had played a few games at this point, and I was able... 74-73 doesn't look like a big score, but this game, I guess you would call it's very stingy with points. So it's a big score. It's that 28-minute game to get 74-73. So I did post, I don't know if I did post that one on Facebook, I believe. That was a Facebook exclusive video. It's on my Facebook only. Let me go ahead and catch up on chat here. Steven, do you all happen to know what the record is for pack line? OG Hugo's new controller is amazing on this game. Yeah, that this little guy right here, odhugo.com. Let me pull this off so you can see it. It's one of the clickety, and it's got the keypad there. Cool little controller. And like anything, like I always tell everyone, they ask, I do not have one controller that I just like to use all the time. I mean, unless you count original controllers. Sometimes I want an arcade stick. Sometimes I want a gamepad with the clicky buttons and only 8-way. Sometimes I want, a different version. I have IntelliPad and I use, something like this. It just depends on the game. And now this is also in the mix. So I'm working on one of my shows coming up is going to be going over all the controllers, talking about what kind of games I like to play with each one. And I've got the top-down view set up sitting here. I need to switch out the cameras. Let me show it to you guys real quick. I don't like the way the camera looks, and I can't get it right. So there's nothing hooked up, but it looks funny. I don't know how to explain it. It's just, it's off. And it's the more expensive camera. So I either to figure out the settings and I have another camera. I've got the top down sitting there. You can see that's the desk. I've got the controller sitting there. I've got the Homebrew highlight this week, and I've got mail call packages sitting there. But the top down camera, I've been wanting that for quite a while, so I'm excited to have that. Ooh, Postile says, walking around my vegetable garden and the flower gardens and relaxing. Finally, some nice, cool evening. It's still hot here. What is it? 90 degrees? But, I mean, it's only 5:17 here. Just realized I didn't turn my phone off. That's a lot of beeping waiting to happen. James Boner, what's going on? Good to see you, sir. Kurt says, when are we getting that last controller you held up? I've got some of the boxes in, and I need to box them up. I've just got too many of them. We're waiting on the last one. I just got the fourth one, so there's like 50 of them. I need to reach out to people and get shipping going, and all of it's going in the order that you signed up, just like whenever we purchased them. The only issue we're having this last one, I think, is going to hit tariffs. We may get lucky. I won't know until it gets here, but if we hit tariffs, everyone in that last group, which unfortunately is one of mine, I let someone else go instead of ordering 2 the first time. So I figured, I've already got one. I could get another one and get another one at the end. Well, we ordered so many, they ran out of parts. So I got all the orders in before the tariff was going to hit, before the date. But they're waiting on parts because they ran out of some things. I'm not really sure what they ran out of. But this last order is going to have a tariff fee for each controller. And if anyone wants to back out, there is a waiting list. So there won't be an issue. I don't think it's going to be much, maybe a few more dollars. So I'll let everyone have that option whenever the time comes, whenever I know what it is. Yeah, the digital video screen. That's the IntelliPad, Intellivision Touch controller. Salvatore, the horse racing dive champ. He's the champ's champ. Jesse says, yeah, tariffs are fun. Even my orders from Mouser here in the U.S. still have tariffs on them because the parts come from China, even though I know they already had them in stock. Yeah, that sucks. Sometimes places just take advantage of that. I don't think they should be charging them if the order they didn't have them. What's going on, Caleb? 8-Bit Widgets. Good to see you, sir. Yeah, I think you were in before the tariffs, Kurt. I mean, I'd have to look to be sure, but I don't think you were in that last one. So you have no tariffs added to yours because it's only the last batch of 10, and I think 3 of those are mine. So go figure. I end up paying 3 of the tariffs. I'm glad to have you, buddy. Looking forward to whenever you're coming on again. I'll tell you that much. All right, so where are we at here? Oh, yeah, I was showing my high score. This is my current high score for Road Fighter. I'd love to see you guys' high scores. I know people have bought this ROM. I know that people are getting this game anytime, and they'll be able to play their physical edition. So if you guys, whatever score you're getting, it doesn't have to be a record-setting score. I would love to show off any high scores you guys get. Send them in. We'll put them up. Whether you're on the, in the picture or just a screenshot like you see here, it's all good. Whatever you have. Take a picture of the TV or the monitor. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to launch a new segment. Hopefully, maybe we can get. I'll use pictures from some of the contests if I don't get any participation direct. And my email, and I mean, most of you guys message me a lot, so send me a picture anywhere you know how to get a hold of me, or all the links and email are in the description of all videos. Yeah, James Boner says, don't get me started on tariffs. My Transformers Studio Series toys are now 15% more expensive, and my home business is suffering too. Yeah, I don't get it, though, because like if I wanted something you were making and it was a little bit more, I know it's not you doing it. It's like, I'm still going to get it. Steven, Casey, can you please show the controller with the overlays in action later? Let me see here. I don't have a power cord here. I will do it if I can't do it later, which I may not, because I don't want to be fumbling around for the power cord. This one does have a USB-C. Can't see it on that one. Let me switch back here. Choop, choop, choop. This one does have a USB-C. Let me see it right there. And it needs power. Now, it does work through the IntelliPort, and I did test that, so that's awesome. If you got that plugged in, you can use your controllers, plug them in on any console, not just like the Intellivision 2 and the Sears. That's a great reason to have the IntelliPort. I might as well show you guys mine. You can do player 3 and 4, or these can be with a switch, players 1 and 2, which will allow you to use other controllers, whether you just have a 2609 or other consoles that let you swap them out. And you've got 2 USB ports right here for power on controllers. You cannot charge like your phone on that. Also, there's a flashback controllers or Intellivision switch, so you can use all those flashback controllers as well. It's got a little lip on the end, flap. And this is my first one that I had, but I did buy number 1. This is serial number 15. It's got legs to sit up. This thing is awesome. So 8-Bit Widgets is your guy. If you want one, is it 8bitwidgets@gmail.com, I believe. I think that's what it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, Caleb. Jesse says, do you have a high score channel on your Discord? I do have, I don't even know if it's called a channel or what, on my Intellivision Gamer Discord, and the link's in the description. I try to post everything in there, but it's a lot sometimes between all the different versions of social media out there. I try to post when the videos happen. Crash 7's good about posting some insanely high scores on games he's playing. I try to remember to post some high scores in there. So if you have Intellivision games, you can post them in there. I'll pull them from there to show them on the show. I'll pull them from Facebook if I see them. You guys can message them to me direct, whatever you want to do. Steven says, great job, 8-Bit Widgets. I hope you got a patent made for this. IR Geek, what's going on? Good to see you. Howdy, cool kids. All right, where are we at here? I do have another high score. Let me see here. Move this one. I can do a ton of videos. Oop, not that. I can do a ton of videos. I wish I could do more than one picture, like to have them ready to go. I know I can put them in a folder and do it that way, but I just never do. All right. So this was, we talked about it earlier. Where'd you go here? This was my high score last night for Atlantis. I played it right before bed. Survived 9 days. I was in the 10th day, 17,300. Again, I chose to not utilize the saucer, which is my strength in the game. So I think I could have got a little farther. I don't know how far, but that was without a saucer. And I took second overall, if you missed that. IR Geek, what's going on? Thank you for that super chat. I appreciate you. I always forget to talk about it too. I need to talk about my members. I need to thank them at the end of the streams, and I keep forgetting to add that in there. And that just reminded me right there. I thought it was highlighted. All right, one more to show, and then we'll move on. One more. Still should be in here. Actually, there's two. One more game. So as you're going to see, we have Mad Bombers, the Homebrew highlight this week. This was a CollectorVision game. I think it was 2018. This game is not easy. To me, I want a spinner type controller on this, but if you practice, you can kind of get used to it. We'll show it in the video. There's 3 different control methods for this one. On game A, I got 1,162. And then game B plays a little bit different. It's close to the same, but they kind of lob them out. And as they fall, it's a different look. We'll show you the high score. I think it was 900 and something for that one. Game B was 950. Again, this is Mad Bomber. And now there is another game on there, a bonus game called Avalanche, which I believe plays a lot like the Atari version? And I played that a little bit as well, but I don't have a high score listed for that one. All right, let's get into mail call. Now, I would have my overhead cam eventually is going to be doing this part, but not quite yet. Where'd it go? First up, and some of the, like half of these or more came today, just right before I got on. I've got my new issue of Old School Gamer. This one comes from the States, so you don't have that super high shipping like you have with Retro Gamer. I get that one as well. I think Brett Weiss is involved with this one, and also, you know, the guys that are a part of this are always at the big shows, and I need to call them for something that they want to do. In fact, I keep forgetting to do that. It's pretty cool. I can't talk about it yet, but I will soon. Oh, I can't get this out. So these come from Adon. And you guys have heard me talk about, I wasn't expecting the tape. You guys have heard me talk about these game soundtracks before. I love these things. These are taped in a little better than normal. Oh. All right, so I got 4 new soundtracks. So the first one, what was that? Abbott Cabbage says Morts. I'm not even sure what that one was. Commando. Penguin Land. And Duck Hunt. What's that Duck Hunt about? And Antarctic Adventure soundtrack. These are the latest 4 from Adon. I don't have the link in the description right now, but if you search Intellivision soundtracks, I think it comes up. Some of the older videos, I have the link in there. You can still buy any of, he has a ton of them. It's just like a stack like this big. Any of the games you want, he can still produce them and send them out. Last I was told anyway. So if you're interested in game CD soundtracks for Intellivision games, definitely look into it. They are amazingly done. He does a lot of the music. Your ears were burning. I was showing and talking about your controller and told them where to get it a little bit ago. Did you miss it? Let me see. Catch up on chat here. Steven says, Blues Clues, here's the mail. It never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail mail. Jesse says, translates to Abbey of the Dead. Okay. OG Hugo's in the house. What's going on, sir? Again, if you guys are looking for another person that makes the game pads, he's got this one. He has an arcade stick as well. He also has a lot of upgrade parts. odhugo.com. Stephen Harvey says, DJC mailed me a CD of his 8 Intellivision songs. I have that. Maybe it's on this side. Somewhere right back here. That's sitting over there on the shelf as well. Salvador says, 2 of the 4 soundtracks have penguins. That's good penguin odds. Yes, they do. Okay, where am I at here? What else is here? Don't show the address. So these are hard to get. I actually have several of them. But when I see them come up for a reasonable price, I always pick them up. And that is Intellivision Live CD. And this has ROMs and the emulator on it. It's very old. But I love picking them up. Where are we at here? Too much stuff. All right. This one comes from Ivory Tower Collections, and it's a return on something. But I'm still going to show it off because I'm glad to have it back. Jesse packs very well, by the way. Tape. I think I can pull it out sideways now. Maybe. Yes. Hopefully that's not too loud, guys. Look, and even another protective layer here. So this is my upgraded Intellivision console number 2, and she is home. I'll try her out here soon, Jesse. Looking forward to it. All right. So this is something that I've waited over 2 years to get. It's not Intellivision related. So real quick, does anyone have any idea what this could possibly be? I'll give it a second here. What's K-Vader in the green box? Are you talking about right there? A lot of those are fantasy boxes or games that were supposed to be coming and either are delayed or haven't or have been canceled altogether. But I have a lot of boxes. Steven says, sorry, my mom's been in the hospital. She's back home now. Let me know what you need, please. Sorry to hear your mom was in the hospital, buddy. I hope she's doing better now. Well, it's pretty. I have an enormous head. I wear a XXX hat. That box is pretty good size. Let's go ahead and show you, since no one's getting it. Maybe this. What is that? Canadian bacon. How did you know? How did you get that? From Mike's Gaming Gala. So this is my last chance order from July 14th, 2023. I'm pretty sure that was my date. I've looked at that thing 100 times. When I talked to him in April, he said he was going to be getting out the rest of them very shortly in the next so many months. And there were just so many orders. And he moved. You know, there's just so many things. And let's show these all to you real quick. I don't want to take it down, but it's kind of big. Oh boy, I really got to think about stuff before I say it when posing in the chat. I'm excited to finally get these things. So first up, most of this, I think all of it, maybe most of it, Champ Games. Ladybug for the 2600. Zookeeper by Champ Games. Yes. Last chance order. Everyone went nuts buying up all the games they thought they weren't going to be able to get again. Turns out a lot of them you can still get. But it took a while. Of course, a lot of them beat the last chance order. So what I did was I just ordered the rest of the Champ games that I didn't have. If that makes sense. Champ games. Scramble. Guess I should have this on. Got the wrong one. And look, Champ Games Avalanche. I think I had a pretty good amount of games. To be honest, I had to look a few times because I forgot what the heck I ordered. It's been so long. I knew a few of them, but some of them I just forgot about. So this one's cool. This is a variant. I do own Galagon, but this was the rare version. Not many of these were made. Galaga. It held the original name. And that one costs a little more as well. And Super Cobra Arcade Champ Games. I think there's only one more in here. Don't cut thyself. Coming up here, I know you're not going to be able to see it, but you kind of can. Man, I hit the... Going up the stairs, I hit it, and it freaking ripped my nail back and started bleeding. I hate it when I do that. My nails used to be really tough, but as I've gotten older, they seem to be more brittle like me. But it ripped it back pretty far enough to bleed and hurt. I don't even know how to say this one. Is it Kicks? Champ Games. I believe now I have them all. I picked up the new ones at PRGE. And save the bet, or my favorite for last. This one comes from the Intellivision Collector. Can anyone guess what that is? CIB copy of Road Fighter. I've been playing it for a while. I helped promote it. This game sold like crazy between Papa Pete and myself. The word was out everywhere pretty much. Had some gameplay. I made a trailer, which I'll show here in a bit. We are going to play this game. We're going to try to get in one game before our interviewee comes on. This is another one that I think I need to try OG Hugo's controller. I think a gamepad works well. I've only tried it just because it's sitting here. I've tried it with the 6-button Genesis controller. It works well. I'm pretty sure OG Hugo's controller would work well on a game like this. This game is not easy. It's easy to play at first, and it's easy to pick up, but to get far is not easy. Okay, let me catch up here. Ladybug Arcade, yes. I've got the rest. Any other Champ games that you... that sounds so weird. How do you properly say that? They are over there on the other side. Eventually, I want to get a Lumicode 2600. Jesse. And I'll start doing a few videos. I like Champ Games a lot. They're pretty much the only ones that if they put out a game, I'm going to buy it. Even though it's not Intellivision, I'll buy everything they put out. Yeah, they're great games. A lot of fun. They're well done. I wish like heck he would get into Intellivision games, but I've tried a few times. What systems is Champ Games? 2600. Oh, yeah, someone's already answered. I figured as much. The Atari 2600. OG Hugo says, did you by chance get a transporter with a fly and are turning into a fly? What? Jesse says, I just had someone cancel their 2600 Lumicode setup, so I will end up with a digitizer for one very soon. Well, you let me know. I'll send my console anytime. I can't believe someone canceled. Those things are awesome. I might even just do my, can you take like my console that's already been upgraded with the RCA jacks and turn it into LumaCode, or do I need a fresh donor? I think I have a few different consoles, so I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. There's the back, and we're going to play that here in a little bit. We're going to play the ROM, but all right. We're going to take a look at Mad Bomber. Get that full screen off there. I'll be in the chat. We're going to go ahead and watch a little bit of Mad Bomber. You guys let me know what you think. I'm not going to play the whole thing. It's like 9 minutes long, but it is releasing tonight, or actually tomorrow morning for most of you, 6 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Pacific. It will be the next Homebrew gameplay video. Yeah, I'll just send a fresh one. I've got it. Tim, what's going on, sir? Tim and AJ have sibling rivalry. Definitely check them out. Give them a sub. They have drinks. They play random retro games from computers to consoles. I find them hilarious to watch. Good friends, and see them every year at PRGE as well. So definitely check them out if you haven't already. But it can work with UAV setup. My 2600 Junior has both UAV and LumaCode. Huh. I might as well keep it if it's already modded. I mean, I do have another one. I was just thinking I probably won't play it after I get LumaCode. Yeah, you just got that one. So I had a scare. So people were asking about Mad Bomber, and I came up here, and I'm like, oh, I'll find out the controls. I had Rick was it Rick asking me? No, that was for Pyramid Warp. Someone was asking me in the comments about the controls and how they work for Mad Bomber. And so I was like, come up here to look, and I'm like, I said I would do a gameplay video. I'm like, oh no, I can't find it. It was somehow in the wrong spot. It should be, where is it? Somewhere down here in the M's, and it was all the way up here. Somehow it got mixed in. It wasn't even the right spot for anywhere. I don't even know how that happened. But I'm panicking. I know I have that. I've freaking played it. And I was starting to look for it, and I'm like, wait, let me just go through line by line, and I found it in the wrong spot. Yes, from Coco. He loves the, is that how you say it? Coco? He loves the Coco. What is that? Daggerith? So, I forget what game that is. The only videos I didn't watch all of that you guys put out. All right, so let's check out the video. We're going to watch a little bit of Mad Bomber, and then I'll show off everything that comes in the box. Mad Bomber. CollectorVision 2018. You can view the credits right away there. There's two games here, Mad Bomber and Avalanche. You select right here. And then once you get in here, there is game A and game B for Mad Bomber. Do you guys hear the sounds of the game okay? Can you hear me talking over it? Love Intellivision games with intro and a little bit of story. Thanks, Chris. Good to see you also. I don't think I've said hello to you yet. There's game A, game B. There's also options we'll go into here. Control options, there's 3 types. Rock the disc to steer the basket slowly or quickly. This one is fixed speed basket movement. You press 1 through 6, and those are 1 slow, 6 faster, everything in the middle, and it moves differently. And then this one, I didn't try warping movement, rock the disc in a circle to steer it kind of. This is the one I'm playing on that I prefer. So if I'm in the middle, like 11 and to 1, it moves kind of slower. As you go outer on the disc, it moves faster. There's different options here. Background color. I recommend, and you're going to see on this video, I think it just says in color, but when you watch it, it's actually black. So I like the black bombs if you have a background, because there's a point where there's green bombs. And let me tell you, hard to see, especially when they're going fast. So I like the black bombs. What's going on, Luke? Good to see you. I just recently showed off. I just got my copy of Road Fighter. Just a couple minutes ago, showed it off. Yeah, I'll definitely be playing that one soon. So, like, that's not easy. Like, sometimes you'll see, like, at the start of a new, well, the next level, I don't know what you want to call it, the next round, I'll move back and forth a little bit, and I kind of get the feel of how, kind of get it moving before I start. Otherwise, I tend to miss one. Like that. In my head, I saw it far enough over. That right there is where I think they're green and they blend into the background. It is kind of close, Luke. It is kind of close. That's Poe's favorite Intellivision game besides Popeye. Let's go ahead and see if I can find game B. Here we go. Lucky. Got lucky. So this one, instead of just coming straight down, they kind of lob up and come down. Just kind of like a different look. And it does get a little trickier as they start throwing more and they get faster. Again, I'm rotating different ways with the disc. A spinner type controller would be perfect for this game. And I did try the spinner controllers that I have, and it does work, but I actually play a lot better the way it's designed to play and utilizing the original disc. But it's not as easy. It's easy to make a mistake when they're going fast. This one is RGB going into RetroTink 5X Pro. LumaCode coming soon. I have one over here at CMarts, and it's for PRGE gameplay. But I haven't tried it yet. Jesse's going to be mad at me. I've been trying. I really do have one of the busiest schedules that anyone could have. Between work, working overtime to pay for all this stuff, the house edition going in. I've got young kids. School starting up again. I'll be helping with homework again. I do RC racing. That's my other hobby. Just as big and expensive as games and YouTube and collecting. So, you know, racing and all the stuff that goes along with that. There's rarely any time of the year that I'm just like, I don't have anything to do. I'm just going to relax. I just don't do it. If I have some free time, I'm making a video, working on an RC car, helping the kids with, or playing with the kids, doing something. All right, let's see if I put in. Here we go. This is Avalanche. Starts off kind of easy. It does get harder. Show a little bit farther in here. Again, if anyone cares to watch the whole video, this one will release tonight. It keeps getting smaller. This was tricky. I had a hard time with this one with the disc whenever they're small like this. And whenever you only have one or two. And look how narrow they are. And there we're down to one. So you have to pretty much be right on. All right. Sure, got in here. Everyone's saying hello to Luke. So, a couple cool things on eBay. I haven't been showing this in a while, but I believe there's only one of these left from Dino. It is the special edition Burger Time box. It is $115.55 USD, and to ship it to me is $32.35 USD. So it's around close to 150 bucks. Probably a little more with tax, but it's a cool package. It is the original game. It's all the packaging that's different. Definitely check that out. And these you don't see too often. I think it's a pretty good price for, being in the box. It is a system changer. And this was the other cool thing that I saw. I would do these a little different, but this is a framed overlay piece. I think there should be 3 rows. And let me click it and see if I can see it here. We were talking about this in a group chat. Oh, come on. This one's sold now. So too late for that one. But let me see if I can see original listing. I want to throw it up bigger here. All right, you can kind of see it. Most of us didn't like the way it takes off the corners of the overlays. And I think for this size, there should have been a 3rd row. But I mean, it's cool. I love seeing things like this, so it doesn't matter. I thought it was cool. Yeah, for that size especially, it just doesn't look quite right to me. And I would prefer to find a way to hold them in there where you're not hiding any of the overlay. But again, I love seeing stuff like that, so I wanted to show it. I've been meaning to show off cool stuff. I watch eBay like a hawk every so many minutes, looking at it, seeing if there's anything, making sure I can try to be the first one if something rare comes up. The price you pay to be a collector. There's so many hawks you have to see right away. You're not going to get it unless it's priced extremely high. All right, what else we got going on here? YouTube video highlight. So I added 3 new videos. I added a Road Fighter video that DJC put out in the last week. I added an Intellivision Dungeons and Dragons commercial. It's about 30 seconds long. And I added David Nelson's What's on My Workbench. He's the one that was going to come on in about an hour-ish, and we're going to interview him. He's doing the 16-direction arcade stick that I've shown you guys. So those 3 videos were added. You can also see all the older videos. They all stay in there. Newest videos should be at the top. Anytime I find something interesting or that I think maybe you guys should check out, I put it in the playlist on my channel. So now we're going to play Road Fighter. I'm going to try to beat my own score. I think I've got time. We've got the interview at 7, so we're going to do some homebrew gameplay until that time comes. Oh, first I forgot to show you Mad Bomber. Where are we? That's why I forgot. I didn't have it up here. So this is the box. There's the back. Bonus game Avalanche. So there's 2 games and 2 versions of Mad Bomber, Game A and Game B. Here is the cart, recycled shell. There is the color manual. Pretty basic manual from CollectorVision, but they get the job done. Everything you need to know. And here is an overlay for Mad Bomber. And there are those speeds. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And something I didn't know right away, but you can change the control type on the fly as you play. So buttons 7, 8, and 9 are 1, 2, and 3 control types. If you're not liking how it's controlling, you just hit the button and you can cycle through them, find the one you like, and leave it there. All right. Now let's get in Road Fighter. Playing on original hardware, but I am using the ROM package that I purchased from Intellivision Collector. I always buy the complete in box game and I add the ROM package in. Luke says, not that we want to talk about politics, but is it true that tariffs are kicking in for U.S. citizens ordering from Canada starting August 29th? 35%. Whew. Does anyone know anything about this? Again, yeah, not politics, but we need to know whenever we're purchasing games. And like I said earlier, if you're thinking about and you've been holding off on any purchases from Intellivision Collector, now might be a good time to pull the trigger and get those ordered before this kicks in. If this is true, your Intellivision Collector games now, or yeah, I said that earlier. I did bring that up. Told them if they're waiting, don't wait anymore. If anyone's heard anything about that, what Luke's talking about, throw it in the comments. I'd love to know. I think I have every single game he's ever put out and bought everything I need from him already, but definitely if you haven't, you're going to want to do it. Where the heck's the control or the remote? Oh, I just pulled the nail. Oh, it went farther. All right, let's check out the new game from Intellivision Collector, Road Fighter. Here's the game that I just showed you. I'm going to switch on over here. Jesse says, oh, something in my eye. Not sure on stuff from Canada, but as I was mentioning earlier, Mouser is charging me tariffs on parts that they have had in stock since before the tariffs kicked in. And I know the last batch of controllers that I'm getting, these digital controllers that have been coming in, they're supposed to be tariffs on this last set. So again, hopefully I ordered it way before them, but we ordered so many controllers that they ran out of parts and they had to wait for the order before they could ship it out. So we may get hit, and I have no clue what it's going to be until they show up. Yes. End of August, like I said, Kurt, end of August, maybe beginning of September, but hopefully it can make it out in time before that. That's for sure. Mars, man, what's going on, sir? Yeah, you and me both, buddy, right now. I've still been doing it, but it's about to, if you guys heard, I want to be off 6 weeks unpaid taking care of my wife after her elective surgery. She is getting an enhancement, let's just say. We talked a lot about boobs last show. We don't need to keep going there this show, but she was laughing. I was like, yeah, people were going on and on. So she can't do anything for 6 weeks. So I'm off for 6 weeks unpaid, plus the $11,000 surgery. We're looking at like 28 grand. So yeah, that's going to hurt. I've worked a lot of overtime and I'm using vacation pay, which luckily comes in 5 days after the surgery. So, but I hopefully will have a little bit of free time. It's going to be a lot of work taking care of the whole household plus the add-on. But I'm hoping if I get up early or stay up late, I can do a little bit of videos. Maybe even go live. I'm playing the ROM package from the Intellivision Collector. It comes with all the digital artwork, even an Intellivision overlay. And I'm on my LTO flash, playing on original hardware that's been upgraded by Ivory Tower Collections. And it's going into a RetroTink 5X Pro. It's a pretty clear picture. It looks a lot clearer on my TV than it does on the image here. Not that it looks bad over YouTube, but it's even clearer on my TV. Not bad, not bad, but a lot of overtime. I work a lot. Like if we're not doing anything, I'm at work because life's expensive. Everyone knows that. And it's expensive here in California. But when I want to spend a lot of money on things, I have to work that. We get double time on all weekends, and I work a lot of it. All right, let's try to beat my high score. And we've got about an hour to kill playing some homebrew games. Our goal is 77 something. Oop, I need to turn this up. Are you guys? Yeah, for those of you that have been listening to me talk about it for months, I have not got my sounds going through the computer the proper way. This will be coming through the mic. I've got everything to do it now. Everything's done up here. The new monitor, the computer add-ons, all the cords, cables, cameras, the top-down camera. Everything's done except the audio, the virtual audio setup, and I need to get that in. But right before we start playing, if you haven't seen it, let's take a look at the trailer I did for Road Fighter. Collector.com. Very fun game. I love racing. No, sir. Mr. Do, the box is coming later this year. It will have one, but it was not released with a box yet. RB Wings 2, what's going on? Good to see you. Are you talking about the trailer? Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some more of these, getting a little better at that one took. It was kind of like a, what do you call it? A template, but I hacked the heck out of it. Did a whole bunch of little short clips, found all the ones that looked right, pieced all the text in, did the video, made another video with different add-ons, cut them all apart, added them together, did the final video, and posted that. So while the music and the red graphics, that was, I didn't make that from hand, but everything else, a lot of work, several hours went into making that 40-second trailer. But I have some really good software. I'd like to get to where I'm doing those from scratch, and I'm really good on a computer, not programming or things like that, but using software. Once I learn it, I'm pretty creative and good at making things just like that. All right. Can you guys hear it okay? So there's 3 cars, 3 main colors, and they act differently. So these pink, I'm guessing that's pink. Those are the most aggressive. They come after you. Blue are your racing competitors, and green, they're just your local family going for a drive. They pretty much leave you alone. I mean, as you get farther in the game, I'm not gonna spoil it. Things change. We'll just say that. I do have the highest score that I know of so far in this game. I'm sure there'll be people to beat it soon once Mike gets a hold of it. Mike's pretty good at games. DJC is going to be trying like heck once he gets back. I'm probably not going to be beating a high score when I'm live and looking at chat. And thank you, Steven. It was a lot of fun to make. I hope it helped with buzz for the game. I'm pretty sure it did. This game is so well done. I mean, this is one of the games, too, you just have to see it on your own TV. It's so smooth and so fast scrolling. My setup's pretty good, but due to streaming, I don't have it set up at the highest rate. It looks way better on my TV as far as the scrolling. The one I'm looking at and playing on anyway. I'm somewhere like 10 games in. Definitely read the manual. There are some tricks and tips and tricks in there that did help me get farther. Before I busted off that 7,700, my high score was less than half that. I'll try to read those last few chat comments here. This is the easiest level in my opinion. This is where you're just on a long bridge. So when you crash, when you hit things, you lose a chunk of fuel. Obviously, driving, I think you lose. No, it's not going down. I think as you drive, you lose it regardless. But when you wreck, you lose a little more. And it gets to the point where you can't wreck too much, or you're not going to make it to that checkpoint. Des95, what's going on? Good to see you. Happy Civic Holiday. The boob job, but the trailer was nice too. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'll be nice. 6 weeks. No touchy for 6 weeks. This one, I think, is the hardest one because you can't touch the white at all. Oh, that was close. So the blue right there, the water spots, they'll hit you and slow you down. The oil slicks, they pretty much wreck you. And the trucks will start dropping stuff. You have to get through a few levels. It can't just get hard right away. Not saying it's easy, but these trucks will start throwing stuff out the back and you're going to get clipped. When there's only one way around and you're move over to get out of the way and then the track gets smaller on that side, it's like, ugh. So you can hit, oh boy, I don't want to reset the game or anything. What was it? You can hit a button and it'll pause it. Let's try it. Okay, if you hit clear, it'll go to game paused and it'll show your score. Right now we're at 1375. Oh! Had me right there. I wanted that gas. Come on. That was horribly placed. And there was an oil slick right after it. That was brutal. I don't know that I've ever missed a gas can before. That might have been the first time. You don't want to do that in later levels, that's for sure. You can go through many choices for colors of your car, which I think is a cool option. A ton of color choices. One of these days, I've been meaning to do this for quite a while. Whenever a homebrew is inspired by arcade games. David, what's going on? I want to do a video, play it, talk about it, show off the manual, and show off the arcade game as well, so you can see the gameplay, and we'll go back and forth, kind of show them off. Don't miss a gas. Sometimes, like right there, I had a car, I move over, and oil slick. Sometimes at first glance, the gas in the pink car takes a quick second to, am I going to get it or not? Oh, come on. Like right there, I had nowhere to go. Slam on the brakes. Let me pause it here real quick. All right. So our interviewee got done early, and we're going to go ahead. I'm going to leave that on pause. We'll come back to this. That way I know it's a lot later for him than it is for me. Let me catch up on chat if there's anything here. RB Wings 2 says, my wife has them, very nice, and I didn't even have to pay for them. She was making good money back then. That would be better. I don't mind taking care of her being off. Some people have told me they were only careful like 3-4 weeks at the most. But it's like, if you're not and you do some damage, you got to do the whole surgery again. And I said, we're not paying for it twice. So you better be good. I'll take off work, do everything. We need to take care of you and heal up proper. All right, guys. So we are going to come back to this game. I'm going to leave it on pause if it stays. If not, we'll start again. We are going to welcome on David Nelson. Is it Cyber Freak? What's going on, sir?
Howdy, howdy.
Is it Cyber Freak? Do I have that right?
Yes, Cyber Freak with a PH because I can't spell.
Let me see if I can. Are audio levels okay for both of us, guys? Let me know before we get started. I just realized you sent me those links and I didn't click them up on the show. And you emailed me those to me, correct?
Yes. Yeah, I created a new page on my retro game website so you can see all the random pictures of everything I've made.
All right, getting into my email, guys. If you are signed up for Intellivision Revolution newsletters, he stuck one out at 2:00. Block'em Sock'em, John Hancock, Road Fighter by Intellivision Collector, OpCode, 3 Intellivision games, IntelliWare Apparel, digital games by Nano Chess, and no real new stuff, but Revs Intellivision newsletter is out. Check your email. There he is. What's going on, Rev? Why are you on that account? All right. So for those of us that don't know who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get into the controllers and the game and the gaming stuff you do.
Okay, so I'm David Nelson, obviously, one of many. I think there's 33,000 of us in the U.S. And I make these controllers for, well, I started with the Atari 5200 controller because no one had a real analog controller for the 5200. And then early this year, well, a couple months ago, actually, it's only been like 3 months now, I started making the true 16 controller for the Intellivision. So by day, I'm an engineer, and this is a hobby of mine to make comfortable controllers for the infamous controllers for the late 70s, early 80s system. So,
and those tend to need the most help. I mean, more modern consoles, there's a plethora of options and things that are out there. Us old guys and old consoles, we need the most help.
Yeah. Well, I remember my neighbor had an Intellivision, and I would think I was 6 years old. And it was down in this basement, and I was like, how do you hold this thing? And I still remember that from 1980. It's like, how do I hold this controller? It's like, do I do this? Do I do this? And
this is
like
how I hold it. Some people
grip.
put your hand all the way across to do the side buttons, but I don't do that.
Yeah.
I'll hit up with that one if I need to, but usually these two work.
Yeah, it was like, wow. So it stuck in my head for the longest time. And it's like, and then I was looking around and it's like, no one makes a 16 direction controller, like a true 16 directions
arcade stick
that doesn't require external power or anything like that. So like, wait, if they were able to figure this out in 1979, we can do it in 2025. Okay. So, so I went through it. I did a bunch of experiments and a bunch of 3D prints until I was finally able to make a 16-way controller. I kind of brute force it. It's all electromechanical. There's no logic circuits in there at all. It's just pure contacts.
OG Hugo says, big fan of your work, David.
Ah, nice.
Are you able to see the comments off to the side, or do I need to read them?
I
can read them. I can bring them up whenever. I just didn't know. Sometimes I
I
just
see
throw
them.
them up. And
oh yeah, I can see him now. Nice.
Tim Linder, hold it any way you want. Just please touch it. Play those Intellivision games. Yes, sir. So tell us about your first console and what got you started into gaming.
My first console was Atari 2600. And that was, I think, the first family on the block to have a 2600. My neighbor, of course, had the Intellivision. So that was my first system. We did the Atari 2600, and then we had the Atari 8-bit, which 800XL. We played a lot of games on that. And then we had the Sega Master System and the Atari 7800. And then in was it 89, I got the Atari Lynx, and I still have my Lynx. I have 2 Lynxes in about most of the games except for about 4 of them. And then there was the lost years in my family. That's a long story. So we're from about 18. I was from like 92 to 95. I really didn't do much gaming. I just had my Lynx. And then, of course, I did the PlayStation 2, 3, 4. And we also had the old Game Boy, original Game Boy back in the day, too. We never had Nintendo. We were an Atari house. So Atari and Sega.
I was going to ask, do you ever have any Nintendo consoles? Because that was my second console. I played a lot of a 2600, maybe even more than Intellivision, because all the neighborhood kids, we all played outside. And then whoever's house we went to, or whoever's mom would let us all go over there, or whatever we felt like playing. Everyone had Atari. We had myself with Intellivision, and one had Odyssey 2, but we were rarely there. And there was one other kid that had Intellivision 2, but I didn't know about it till a few years later, and he was all the way across on the other side of it's a small town, but it's the other side of town. So we were mostly playing Atari. But when we wanted sports games, we went over to my house and we'd play. So I'm well versed with most Atari games as well, and I love a lot of them.
Yeah, they made a lot of good games. I mean, I remember beating Pitfall 2, which is like one of the rare games you can actually beat for the 2600.
So you're talking about like going through the correct maze and getting the proper ending, or
all the way to the ending to it, because you can rescue there's like a monkey at the end.
I've not been able to do that. I can easily last 20 minutes and get, I don't know if it's like a little over 100,000 or right around there, but I don't know the right path. I've never done that and actually beat the game. I didn't even know that was a thing growing up. I remember we all just tried to last as long as we could, and that was it.
Like one of my favorite games is Reactor, the 2600 port. That's a fantastic version of it. I could never beat that game. It just gets harder and harder and harder. That and like Yars Revenge, that was one I played a lot too.
Oh yeah, I like that one. They have a Homebrew port of that for Intellivision.
Oh, nice.
And then of course I have the reimagined one on my Switch, and my kids and I love to play that one together. I'm copying over I've got the links moved to the computer, and I'm copying them over so I can share them. So tell us a little bit about what was your inspiration for starting to build the controllers. I know you said, the 5200 didn't have anything, but what got you to the point where you're like, hey, I'm going to make some controllers? And did you set out just to do them from yourself to start, or were you right away, I'm going to build these for people?
It was mostly, it all started with my younger brother, Mike, donated a 5200 to me. And he said, could you make a better controller for this thing? Because the controller for the 5200 almost as bad as the Intellivision, because they fail easily. So I started probably 5 or 6 years ago, I made a one-off controller for the 5200 analog controller. And it's like, I wonder. It's like, okay, let me try making something a little nicer looking. So I Well, initially I started out with converting Atari Jaguar to Atari 5200 controllers. But the problem with that is they're digital, and some of the games just play or can only really be played with an analog controller. So I've been selling those for years. It's like, okay, it was a nice compromise. You got the keypad. It's an Atari product. And then it's like, let me see if I can make something analog. So it took a bit of work, but it's like, okay, I put one together. I was like, okay, it looked nice, took some photos, and I put like a photo up on Facebook, like AtariAge or whatever, and everyone's like, take my money. It's it was like, I think I sold like 17 controllers in like 3 hours or something. Like, it was something insane.
People get excited, especially like the 5200.
Yeah. Well, I never knew there was such a fan base for the 5200 because it was the last Atari designed and U.S. manufactured console from Atari. Everything else is designed by other companies, like the Epics designed the Lynx, and I forget who designed the 7800 and the Jaguar. It was a different company. It wasn't in-house. So the 5200 was all in-house. So that's why it's like really a collector's. People like the 5200. Plus, it's one of the very few consoles that have 4 players. You can do 4.
The ports
there's
on
not
the front.
too many of them. Yeah, I have a 4-player version of the 5200. They came in 2 versions, 2 and 4 player, and I've got a 4.
Mine is the 4. Mine is the 4.
Yeah, most people have a 4, but the only problem with the 4 is you can't use the 5200 to 2600 adapter on the 4 port.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, there's an adapter for it, so you can plug in 2600. But the problem is it only works in the 2-port version. That's the way the pinouts on it or something like that.
After you did the first controllers, what was next? What was your next controller that you wanted to do and put out?
Well, I started with the 5200 controller. I did first, and then I did different varieties of that. I did like a dual stick version, so for like Robotron 2084.
Let me see if I can show this while we're going.
Yeah. And then
I got to figure out how I'm going to... we can make you smaller. That didn't work.
I'm really...
come on. There we go.
Come on, OBS. You can do it.
So we're close to the same size still, but I can show you guys. So you're talking about the dual stick, right? For like Robotron. Yeah. It's down here a ways.
Yeah, it's down there's a way. Oh, yeah, there's a random Vectrex thrown in there somewhere too.
I saw that.
There's the dual sticks. The like third down center. It's a dual stick there. So you can actually play. There you go.
I can't make it any different.
Yeah.
With how I'm viewing it, but you get an idea. Let me see if I can find a better picture that shows. That's just it's going to cut it off because the picture is big.
Yeah. So yeah, I made that
might be the best one.
Yeah, I made the dual stick, and then I made what I call Andy, which is analog digital. So you can go between. If you prefer digital, you can use the digital stick, or you can have the analog stick instead. But you don't have to switch them. Not sure. Okay, scroll the other way. Let's see if I put it up or not. Oh, there it is. It's right at the bottom. So yeah, on the left side there. See, it has 2 joysticks. The left one, yeah, that's the Andy. That one is you have an analog controller and a digital joystick, and you can just switch from one to the other. You don't have to physically switch anything. You just let go one stick and grab the other stick, and it'll. Yeah, and the problem with the original 5200 is the centering was done entirely with a rubber boot that eventually would tear. And inside these is it's a modified industrial joystick inside, which has proper like return springs to it.
Which was much needed on the original controllers, right? I remember, I think some of mine, it's like they don't center.
They don't center at all. I mean, the only thing is that limp I mean, internally it was a neat mechanism. It was like a double slide. It was like a sliding plate inside. It was kind of cool, like engineering wise, but without centering springs, it would just stay wherever it wants to. Yeah. So inside and then after that, another donation is one of my, also from my younger brother, donated an Intellivision 2 to him, and he bequeathed it to me because he didn't want to do anything with it. So I just fired it up, added an AV out to it, and it's like, oh, these controllers are equally horrible, just like I remember them.
I like them. I know there even some Intellivision fans don't like them, but there are a lot of us that like the disc. And I mean, it was my first console, the first thing I ever played.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's why some of it is, but
yeah,
I
you
don't
never
mind
forget your first love.
But I understand coming from other consoles why people are like, "What the heck is this?"
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so it's like, and I was looking around. Yeah, so then I came out with the original, which is just like the ambidextrous.
This guy here, right?
Yeah, that's the ambidextrous.
And you can use left or right-handed.
Yep. And
but the overlays would switch out on this one, right? Yes.
And
or flip out.
I sold a couple of them, and I got some feedback saying, "Hey, what's with they were complaining about the overlay would slide out." So the newest version, I had a little stopper on there to keep it from flying out. Yeah, that little guy there. So and then people's like, "Oh, can I get a handed version?" So I created the handed versions. There it is. That's with the overlay stop. And you can get that left-handed or right-handed, depending what you prefer. Some people will come from arcades like the left stick, or if you came from the 2600, prefer the right stick.
Mine is left stick.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can play on the other ones, but it just I think it's from arcades, like you said, but I just don't like to.
Yeah. So, and then I'm always coming up with new wacky ideas, like the there's a Vectrex one. If that was just a one-off, someone wanted the analog digital Vectrex controller. So that was just a one-off controller I made. Not been much. Everyone can. The problem is with the Vectrex, anyone can make a controller because it uses this like modern 5K potentiometers inside.
Not anyone. I can do it.
So there's a lot of competition. And then I did a special one where it's like, hey,
I can't
could you make it look like the Super Video Arcade from Sears?
Let me see if I can do something here really quick and make this scroll down more. Give me a second. I'm going to have to change this back later, but it's not showing everything. Oh, yeah. There we go.
You got to have the knurled wood. You do.
Yeah, I've got to see that down there at the bottom. So do all of these, I have to ask, do all these say Cyber Freak, or is this customizable?
Yeah, it's customized. This is the only one so far that has Cyber Freak on it, because it's a pain. It took me like an hour and a half to like pick out, because you do it on the little Cricut machine to cut all the patterns out, and you got to pick out every little piece of the label out there, then transfer it over. So that's kind of a pain. And like on the top there, you can see those stripes. So it's actually 2 layers of vinyl up there. So there's a black layer, then an overlay of brown to give it that stripy look of the original Super Video Arcade.
Yeah, the Sears Super Video Arcade. It looks amazing. I think it looks great. Whenever I first started showing the guys, you were just starting to work on this. And I'm like, oh, that's going to look sweet.
Yeah. No, it actually turned out really nice looking, and with the smoky buttons and everything, it just all came together really nicely.
And this one also, I'm assuming, will be available left stick?
Left or right, whichever you prefer.
I'm probably going to have to pick one of these up just because I love the Sears Super Video Arcade. But is it like you can have any name down there, or is it a paid upgrade? Like if I wanted Intellivision Gamer at the bottom?
It wouldn't be anything more expensive. Yeah, if you want something custom, go right ahead.
I would love to have Intellivision Gamer.
Yeah, I have it. I have the Super Video Arcade up on my website already under the shop section. You can see, I think it's like an extra $15, I think, for it, just because the labor that goes into it.
Yeah, that's extra components and labor to make it look like that.
Yeah, it's more labor than anything else. But yeah, that's the oh, and then I have I don't think I have it up yet. I'm building it tonight. Is what I've called? Hold on a second. Where'd I put it? I have the messiest workshop ever. I'm terrible. It's horrible.
Well, there's lots of times, I show videos all the time, but if you're anywhere outside of here, sometimes I am going through things, buy so many things. Sometimes I have one little path to walk in and out of here, so I get it.
Yeah. So, and the latest is the purest.
Oh, that's the one where you've got the left and right buttons, just like they are on the controller.
Exactly. Let me see if I can switch views real quick.
And is that one going to be available swapped?
Yes. Yeah, everything I make, because I custom cut them each time. I can move everything around. And if anyone wants like a custom layout, it's easy for me to recat it up and just cut it on my CNC. Because I use like a standard controller, standard box for all these. So I could just go through and change the layout.
Let me find the right one here. Show that again.
What's that?
I made your screen bigger so people watching on phones can see it. So this is left or right hand. This is the right hand joystick, but you've got the side buttons next to the keypad where they would be on the controller. And you call that the purist?
The purist, yeah.
OD Hugo's asking if you've ever tried laser etching.
I've used it at work and I hate the smell of it. So that's why I don't do laser etching.
So there you can see the overlay. He inserted the overlay in, and it's got that little lip that keeps it into place. And it doesn't come sliding out.
Yeah, and then I tried to line up the arrows for the indicator arrows as close as I could.
That one looks good too.
Yeah, I've
never played on one like that. I've never seen one like that.
Yeah, this is brand new for me, and it's like, you know what? I wanted to. It was actually a Facebook comment. They said, "Hey, why don't someone else came up with the controller and they had all the buttons, 3 buttons on one side?" And it's like, "Oh, why don't you have the buttons just like the original layout?" So it's like, "Hey, why not?"
Yeah, I mean, if it's easy for you to do and you just have different options, not everyone wants the same thing.
Oh, exactly. So I end up having like lots of different options. And of course, if you ever need anything custom, you can just let me know.
OD Hugo's asking, so you use plexiglass and cut it with your CNC?
No, it's actually, this is an ABS enclosure. It's just an off-the-shelf ABS enclosure. And then these parts here are actually 3D printed by me.
Benville says, is this the controller that we've all been waiting for? This is another great option.
Yeah. And this is my newest version. I go through version numbers way too fast. This is my version 2.0 of my controller. So it really
is that just for the joystick part, or are you talking about 2.0 for this one? Because I know mine is the 1.0. Right after I got it, I watched your video and it's all 2.0. I'm like, oh, rats.
the only real there's 2 differences. I changed the gate on the joystick.
How you find the angles?
Yeah, it's better because I went to a square gate instead of the round gate that I had, and it lets you really get in the corners easy. But you can also, it's super easy to get off in the little off direction. Yeah, so it's very easy to get in the off directions, the other 8 directions. And then internally, I'm trying to simplify some of the wiring, but that's the other reason it's going to do rev number.
Have you played a few games with that version?
No, it's not even wired up yet. That's what I'm working on.
Okay, so that's the first one.
Yeah, this is the very first one. So, yeah. So this is the very first one here, but I'll add it as a standard product that you can buy. But yeah, this is
from your website. It's retrogame.cyberfreak.com.
Correct. Now it's a
So
freak with a PH.
I'm going to throw that in the chat here. If anyone's interested. Did that come up as a link, guys? Because I don't see it as a link. I hope it did. I think it should. OG Hugo says, so for diagonals, you add the pins for up, left, and pin 9 for diagonals?
Yeah, there's actually a whole logic table to the Intellivision controller. So you have 16 directions defined. So this is like 1, and then in the off directions, it's kind of weird because you have up, then you have up, right, which kicks in that the pin 9, and then you hit the full diagonal, which hits pin the up and the right switch and this one, and then the way my gates are set up, the actuator drops off when you hit this direction, so you get a that gets you all the directions. Yeah, here I'll show you one that's open. That's not open, but not installed.
Perfect.
This is the actual, this is a standard San Juan clone that I made, that I purchased, and then I 3D print both of these decks. So the original deck is here, and I printed a square restrictor. So let's see if I can get in closer. It's kind of hard to see, but as you come up,
I think I can see it.
Yeah, as you come in, you hit that first switch there. It's hard to do upside down, but here, you hit that first switch, and then as you get into the corner, you get the second switch, and then you roll off, and it comes off of that switch, and then it comes off in the next direction. Yeah. Well, I actually I could see the chat. Yeah, I have seen retro Game Boys. My whole point was not to have batteries or external power supply.
No battery needed. No battery to die in the middle of playing, and
nope.
No cables, extra cables running around.
Yeah, electrically, it's identical to the original controller, like the entire logic. That was my goal. That same thing with the 5200 controller. I wanted something that was electrically identical to the original. Yeah, so it's the whole point was I wanted something that's like just plug it in and play with it. There's nothing to worry about in terms of electrically, it all works the same way. The whole challenge is trying to come up with the spacing here. Whew. I think I went through 8 3D prints before I found the spacing right.
Different revisions trying to get the right one.
Yeah, you didn't get to see no one got to see the close to 6 months of me going through different versions of it to actually get it to work. It was crazy. But yeah, it was I was getting so close, and it's I finally got it, and then of course a week and a half ago I had an epiphany. It's oh wait, that would work too. So that's where the whole where that came from. Where is my mouse? There it is. Switch seats.
I mean, I have the 1.0 and right after you got the 2.0, but like we talked about whenever we were testing, that's awesome that you are continuously looking for a better way to do it or make it what you already have done even better instead of just being satisfied. So, I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it just, yeah, it takes money. Yeah, it does. It takes a long time to develop these things. It's crazy. And the Intellivision was actually a little harder. Well, the 5200 was pretty bad too. That took me close to a year of experimenting to get it to work. And even then, I went through 3 major revisions in the first 3 months of it, and just getting it better every time. Yeah, because the key is I want something that's not just looks cool, but it's robust. I want something that lasts. So
yeah, we definitely need that. So what's next on the horizon for you? I know you've got several iterations of the Intellivision controller. Was there 4 of them? There's the left, the original one. There's the left or right. There's the Sears. There's the purest one.
Yeah, and stealth projects I'm working on 2 Intellivision stealth projects now. One of them is if people love the hand cramps, I'm making a handheld version with a joystick on it.
Okay, so I was just going to ask you if you're ever going to do anything non-arcade stick.
Well, that's my other stealth project. I have a small handheld enclosure. Bear with me a second. Let me grab it.
Okay. If anyone has any questions, I know OG Hugo's been some great questions. If anyone else is wondering anything about David, the controllers he makes, or any of the Intellivision items, throw them in the comments and we'll definitely send them up.
Yeah, so
I just realized it's like talking about how never had Nintendo, but then I see you have that classically trained Nintendo shirt.
I know, it's the irony. I love
that shirt. I have a similar one.
Yeah, I just bought a Sega Master System shirt, so it was more appropriate. So that's coming in the mail.
Here's another good question. What about the specific controllers like driving or trackballs, or have you ever messed with anything like that? The other types of controllers out there?
No, I've not really messed with that. I've been toying with making, I've been toying with making a couple of like controllers for other older systems like Sega Genesis, and of all things, I wanted to create what am I going to call it? The Atari 1080 10800 joystick, which will do 2600, 7800, and 5200 in one controller. So
OG Hugo wanted me to show you his gamepad.
Yeah, I've seen that on Facebook.
I don't have the fancy DJC logo, but it works well. I mean, I never use the same controller for all games. I like some games with a certain controller, other games the regular. I like the disc mostly, but not for everything. Especially in a high score challenge, if it's an advantage to have a different controller, I'm going to use whatever yields the highest score.
Well, I went to a local meetup with Atari people, and I brought my controller with my Andy controller for 5200, and I was just kicking butt with that controller compared to the original. It was just so much quicker response. And stealth programs. So this is for the Atari, but I'm going to use the same case for the Intellivision, where it'll be a digital gamepad over here, and then 3 buttons along here. This is 5200. That's why it's got all the extra buttons on it, but same case I'm going to go with. So everything I work with, I use off the shelf cases and modify them.
Mr. Bassman, welcome. What's going on?
Yes, that's coming up.
I have a feeling I'll like that because I have large hands, and little controllers are harder for me to hold and use.
Yeah. All right, so this is
the one here from OG Hugo is just about perfect, but my hands dwarf it. But I can hold it and reach all the buttons right.
Yeah. Well, ABS is slippery. Okay. This is what I'm going to use for the basis for the mini, for the handheld arcade controller, because I got just enough room in here to put the joystick. It's tight, but it'll work. And I'll have side buttons on this like the original. And this is just big enough for the keypad with the overlay holder. So I don't know if I'm going to make it like this or if I'm going to make it like this.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so it's either going to be like this with the joystick on the bottom and the,
I don't think I've ever
keypads on top.
I think joystick on the bottom, because if I'm holding one upside down and I'm pretending there's a joystick there, my palm is well over the keypad and hitting my thumb.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm the other way, my thumb kind of curls and I don't hit it. Not that I'm holding the joystick, but
so I was thinking of going this direction, have just the 4 side buttons, the overlay matched up with it again, and then have the joystick on the bottom. So that was another thing I'm working on.
Good to see you, Shawario.
throw the purist back on the bench here.
So my mind is already wondering. So you do all these different iterations, but you've never tried like a roller or spinners. In my mind, I'm like, oh, that would be awesome to have an Intellivision arcade stick. One of the other ones you had 2 different styles controls. So I'm thinking like joystick, roller, and a spinner. I'm like, oh, that would be sweet.
Oh, the roller for Intellivision would be quite the challenge.
Yep.
I just had electrical nightmares there.
And yeah, I have a setup for that. I have a setup for a spinner controller, but I've never seen them like all done in one like that. But I mean, if the game's not, I like playing with those controllers for different things, but it's not the same as like when you play it in the arcade. It's still moving like an Intellivision controller, but you've just got a different movement with your hand. And I like it, but it's not quite the same. Operation Shutdown says that controller looks awesome. That is the purest controller, and you can do right or left, and the side buttons match where they would have been on the controller.
Yep. So it's nice if you're used to playing to be able to hit the keypad real fast. I'm looking forward to get this one wired up so I can play Tron.
Man, I got to decide which one I want to get now.
How many diodes I use? 6.
He's asking questions that only another guy that makes controllers can ask.
It's just 6 diodes because for the keypad, it's actually 2 keypads laid on top of each other, one for the rows, one for the columns. So I brute forced it all.
He's like, wow, 6.
Yeah. And that's just because you need to pull down 2 lines for each of these buttons. You have to pull down 2 different lines on there. And if you use diodes, you just go through 2 diodes because it's 6, 7, and 8 are the pins you use. And it's like, I think it's like 6 and 8, 6 and 7, and 7 and 8, if I remember correctly. I use like 50. Oh, wow. That's a lot of ladder logic there, Hugo.
So where can everyone find you? We know about retrogame.cyberfreak.com. Obviously, you have a YouTube channel. We didn't talk about that. What can someone expect to see on your YouTube channel? I mean, I obviously know you do much like this view right here. Whatever you're working on at the time, you just record and make videos. Is there anything else you do on your YouTube channel? And what is the YouTube channel?
Okay, YouTube. I think I'm at. There I am. Yeah, my YouTube channel is. I think it's at Sandbender14. I think. I don't even know my own YouTube channel. Hold on. I never visit my own channel much.
I know I can find it fairly quickly because I've been adding some of your videos to my playlists.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, highlight videos. Oh, I hit pause. Come on. So what's on my workbench?
Yeah, if you go to YouTube at Sandbender1414. And that's a deep cut for William Gibson fans, by the way.
There we go. I can just copy and paste it, not click it. Let me throw this one in the Sandbender 1414. I'll just type it. I don't know that that'll work. I can just type it. youtube.com/@Sandbender1414. Hopefully that comes up as a link. Give him a sub. I watch all his videos when he throws one up, see what he's working on. He talks about it. It's pretty interesting. From someone that can't program or make controllers, I love watching it. I wish someone would. I mean, programming is a little, I guess, would be on the boring side, but I would love to hear people talk about it and they show off some of the stuff they do. But I really like watching the controllers. So is there anywhere else? I know you're on AtariAge, but is there anyone else that people need to follow you or can see what you're doing besides YouTube and website?
Yeah, I'm kind of a Luddite. Just the website and the YouTube are my main ones. I mean, I'm on like Facebook, but just like my personal stuff. I don't really do much on Facebook. I don't do Twitter X or Blue Sky or anything like that. So
Yeah, I don't do X either. I know a lot of people do, but it's like, man, each one you add is so much more work to make sure the
Yeah.
content's on all of them, follow it all, learn how they all work. And some of them are all a little bit different. You can do this, but you can't do that. And
Yeah.
sometimes I forget one even, it's like, crap, I didn't post anything on this one, this outlet. But
Yeah.
YouTube's
Yeah,
good.
you can always email me too. It's just retro@cyberfreak.com, and I'll
Retro@cyberfreak.com.
Yep.
And that's the PH.
Go with the PH, yes.
There's email. So if you're looking for something and or like you do customization, you said, send them a message and let them know what you want.
Yeah, you can send me a message. I have a request a quote on my website too if you look for something special. I do occasional repair work, but not very often.
Like what kind of repair work on consoles or the controllers or both?
The old consoles, like recapping, and that's actually how I started. I did a bunch of recaps and repairs, but that got to be really boring.
It's fun to make something and something that people are going to use to play games. I think and it takes all kinds. We need guys that program, we need guys that make controllers, we need guys that fix the consoles, the guys that come out with new products like the flash carts and guys that do boxes. There's a whole big community of Intellivision guys that they're phenomenal. My role is make sure everyone knows about everything. There's only a few of us that only cover Intellivision, or mostly, and that's the best way for people to know what's going on. I try to stay on top of everything and get as many people on as I can, show off all the products. I try to support and at least buy one of everything from each person I find, so I can make people aware of it, do an interview, maybe show off the controllers or the game or whatever it may be. So I definitely appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah, no, I one of the best things about making these controllers are the emails I get from people say, I love the controller. I could finally enjoy playing this. Or I've had people with like hand issues saying, thank you for making these controllers because they're so much easier to use if you have any kind of issues with your hands. It's just great to hear. Yeah, that's like the best part of it. I mean, the money's nice, but just getting those people just being grateful and enjoying the controllers. And I like being able to help people. I mean, these systems deserve love.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else that you want to bring up or let the viewers know before we wrap it up?
Just only other thing I can think of is if you order a controller, be patient because I'm just by myself here.
I think most of us, we understand that these are, you order it, you build it, and there's a queue. I think I've ordered from pretty much everyone. Most people work that way. Some people have certain ones just sitting there ready to go, but most of them are, you order it, you're in a queue. Obviously, you wait your turn and get it built. And, most of you guys are really good. You take your time, you build quality work, and you get it whenever you get it.
Yeah. And you get it, and it's like I'm just glad I'm able to do it, and I've got a bunch of parts now. I did a bunch of panic buy for parts, so I've got like $2,000 in parts sitting in my closet right now. It's crazy.
Well, that's good because you never know. I mean, you don't want to be building controllers, getting orders come in. It's like, oh no, I can't get the parts now.
I know. I've got like 50 joysticks, a couple hundred buttons.
One. Not off topic, but not the normal kind of stuff I ask about with controllers, but what kind of equipment do you have working on controllers? I mean, obviously like a soldering station, but like, is there some specialized equipment that you have that you use? Different meters or testers.
I've got 4 meters, 2 oscilloscopes, and like every I have a hot air rework station, all sorts of solder removal tools. My favorite soldering iron here. If you don't want to get too sick, I can pick my camera up here.
Yeah, I'd like to see.
So this is the other side of the workbench here. So it's basically all your common hand tools, soldering iron.
How do you say it? Is that Hako, Heiko?
This is a Yeehaw. This is a knockoff
one. That blue thing. To the
What's
right. That
Oh,
blue base, that.
that's just part of this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For a second, it looked like that was part of like the one I have. I don't solder boards, like I told you whenever we were talking the other day, but I
Mhm.
do have a couple really nice soldering station setups, and
Yeah.
we use it for our C-car racing.
Yeah. So I just use it's a not a, I mean, I like this iron because if you're ever in electronics world, always get an iron you can control the temperature on.
That's what I have.
Yeah, because I'm an engineer, so everything's in Celsius. So that, and I've got, if in case I need to do any surface mount stuff, that's the hot air rework station. That's my lavender cricket over there. That's what I use for cutting vinyl. I have the CNC in my a benchtop CNC in my closet. I have a 3D printer down in my basement for all the overlays and things like that. Ooh.
So do you have different tips, or whenever you're working on the controller stuff, is it typically the same couple that you use?
I usually use, it all depends what you're work. If you're doing like rework, you use a different tip. I just usually stick to my little I use a little conical tip as my preferred one. It's let's see. This is my preferred tip. I like brass cleaner, not sponge, because it cools down your tip too much.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Trying to make your side here bigger. I always forget which one's which.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, so this is my I prefer this style. It's a pencil style. It's a kind of a knockoff of a Heiko, but it's a relatively fine tip. But if I'm doing work like on I got all sorts of different solder tips in here. I got offset.
Yep, I have a kit.
Yeah, I've got. I mean, it all depends what you're working on. If you're doing like surface mount stuff, you get like use like a chisel tip to get several points, or you just use the hot air rework. I got this. This one's really handy for getting under some of the surface mount stuff. So it depends what you're working on. Yeah, because like the really fine tips are great for the fine electronics. So if you need to do like the big wires, you got to use like a bigger chisel tip instead. It's a lot easier to work with.
OG Hugo's asking hot plate.
No, I don't have a hot plate.
What? No, what is a hot plate? I mean, I know it's a hot plate, but
a hot plate is if you want to do a reflow. If you're doing surface mount stuff, as opposed to through hole, electronics is there's surface mount and there's through hole. Most everything else is all surface mount. So what you do is all the components get on the board, and then it gets heated up, goes through a reflow oven, and that's what how the solder paste melts, and it brings everything solders all down to it. But
okay.
yeah, I don't have a hot plate. I don't have a reflow oven. I just use through hole components, which is just standard soldering iron.
So last question, some of these other things you're working on like that, the other Intellivision controllers, how long do you think it's going to be before we're going to see one of those in action?
Well,
the handheld and the Purist.
The Purist is done basically, and it's going to be sent out soon. So that's available. I'll be up on the website in a day or two. The handheld, I got a bunch of controllers on order right now, so probably it's going to be a good month before I can get to those, because I have like somebody ordered 10 or no, they ordered 6 5200 controllers, and my 5200 business is still going along really well too. So I got a bunch of orders in queue for that. So yeah, probably at least a month where I can get to the handheld stuff.
OG Hugo says, so he is an electrical engineer, correct? I was like, I believe so, right?
Yes, I am. I've got the degree over there and everything.
He says that's what he wanted to be.
Yeah, no, I graduated back in 98. So I've been doing this for 27 years. Oh my goodness.
That's longer than I've been at my job, almost 25.
Yeah, so I'm by day I work for a company that makes battery testers and chargers and things like that.
I'll put it in here again. It is retrogame.cyberfreak. Rev, I'll stick the link right here. Give me 1 second. It is up in chat, but I'll put it in again. I'm definitely interested in that hand controller because that's something that's different. A different version of an arcade stick is cool, but that one's like totally different. I'll definitely have to be getting one of those.
Yeah, and then the other one was the handheld like this.
Yeah.
I'm working on that one too. I'm not sure which one I'm going to be able to get to first. Probably the vertical joystick one. This one, I'm not sure which one I'm going to go with first. This one or the other one. It's 50-50.
That looks similar. What do I have here? I have a controller that's similar to that. The shape. You ever seen that?
Yes. Someone's offered, was it you or somebody else to take one of those apart?
It wasn't me.
Yeah, somebody else's exact same controller set, and there's like, hey, you want me to take it and modify it to
that one's unique where it has 16 buttons for the directions, and they're color coded, so you can do the 16, the 8, or the 4.
Yeah. No, that
big buttons. There's one I think that I have on there that's a spinner, and then there's another one with a little like thumb joystick.
So how does the spinner work? Is it just
you're
like
asking the wrong guy for that.
Oh, okay. I mean,
but it works. I tested it with a lot of games. A lot of the games it works pretty well.
So you just rotate around. This keeps clicking through directions. That's
I'll
wild.
run off like you did.
As Casey runs off. Hi everyone.
I've almost never done that. So this is the IntelliPaddle, and Charles.
Wow.
I don't know if he wants me to say his last name, but it's on here. Charles, is it Dysert?
Okay.
So this is the controller side buttons. It has an internal battery. Turn it on. You got the light, and don't ask me about how it works, but it works really well in a lot of games. And you can also, because sometimes you need the keypad. It also has this little, adapter where you can plug in a regular controller as well. So you kind of can do everything with it. Like I said, it doesn't feel like if you went to an arcade game and played one with a spinner, because it's basically like an Intellivision controller moving, but you still have this action, and it does work pretty well. But if you're expecting,
does it have clicks to it
whenever you're spinning it?
Yeah.
No, it just.
Okay, so I know how he did it. Yeah, I know how he did it. He used probably an optical encoder in there to do it. Okay, I used to work for a company and made all sorts of encoders and electronics like that. So
he says, yeah, binary encoder probably. Says 8-bit widgets, like the driving paddle. It doesn't have. Is it a pot?
Yeah,
just binary plus and minus.
Yeah, that's not a pot. They probably use an optical encoder driving a microcontroller just to do the coding going out.
I have the early version of that, and then like I said, I've got so many controllers, old and new. One of these days, I gotta order OG Hugo's arcade stick, and then get those next few from you. I'm gonna do a show one time where I just have all these overhead videos and show off all the different controllers, have all the links of where you can get them, play games with them. Like, hey, play this game with it, and we'll just do some live gameplay, show off all the different controllers, and make one show out of all the different controllers I have, which is quite a few. I've got some prototype stuff too that I can show. I just usually don't. Thank you, Kurt. So, all right. Well, I think that's all the questions. If you've got anything else, let me know. I'm really looking forward to both of those handheld controllers. Caleb says there is no analog pin for Intellivision. The 2600 kind of knocked that out of the park. Odyssey 2, Coleco also missed that opportunity. Video touchpad and Pong paddles were possible because of that.
Yeah, that wasn't. Yeah, there's actually a dedicated pin in the 5200. The 2600 for paddles. That was kind of neat. I remember playing Breakout, perfect with a paddle.
Yeah, 8-bit widgets. If you haven't seen it, is the guy behind the IntelliPort. He does a lot of 3D printed stuff. He's doing a lot of cool stuff now for Intellivision, different than actual controllers. But I don't know if were you making a controller too, Caleb? He says, thankfully, the 7800 remembered that.
Yeah, it's got the paddle pin.
All right, Kurt, good night. Thanks for sticking it out this long. We're pretty much done. I'm just going to go back to playing Road Fighter for a little while longer because we didn't get to play that one. That's why I said it worked out perfect. I did the show. I was going to play Road Fighter until you were available. I looked over and looked at chat. I'm like, oh, he's here already.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were just going to kind of hang out for a while or if you were wanting to hurry up and do it.
Yeah, I was able to get we're repainting the kitchen right now. I got the what we're going to do done tonight early, so I was like, yay.
That worked out. Like I said, it doesn't matter when I play the game. Normally, I have the interview on first because I'm West Coast. Most people are, farther back ahead of me in time zone. So they, usually want to get them done and over with before, so they're going to sleep.
Yeah.
About the Intellivision Plus. Are they going to sell a unit with removable controllers or go with the dreaded 2609 wired setup? I think the only way to do that would be to have an Intellivision Plus console and removable controllers. Then they can also sell controllers for all of us that need them on our consoles as well, the original type hand controllers. I think they're crazy if they have them wired, but that's just my opinion. But Benril says, splendid work, David. Keep us posted. Definitely, I'll be in the update. I'll be sharing and posting stuff when I see him. I follow his YouTube, and when he posts something new, I definitely will share it. And I look forward to buying those other two for sure. And I'm going to have to get one of the other arcade sticks as well.
One other controller, which is probably going to come first, is for the 2609, which will be full gold and wood grain gold. Yes, and I'll have it. I could sell it either with a DB9 or sell it with a harness so you can replace the controller port on there.
And the way you're doing these, it's not like I better order this right now. It's like once you have these, you can just say, hey, I want this model, and you can make it, right?
Oh, yeah. I just make it.
So it's not like I'm doing this one right now, and then I'm going to move on to this one, and you better get it while you can. When you've got these setups, hey, I want that one. Okay, you're in the queue. I'll get you your controller.
It's just a bunch of digital files. I just send it off to the CNC and cut what I need.
Sweet. So I can still over time get them all. I'm going to have to be a little careful for the next several months. David would love to do a collab with you on something, says OG Hugo.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Have
you ever bought anything from Hugo? I can't remember.
What'd you say?
The name sounds familiar, but I don't know if he's ever bought anything from me. It's interesting. I've had a lot of people who bought 5200 controllers also buy Intellivision controllers as well.
I haven't got a 5200 yet, but I spend so much money on Intellivision and a few other things and some modern stuff that it's like there's lots of things that I want to do, and that's probably a good choice. I have a 5200 and my controllers are probably junk.
Yeah.
So it'd probably be a good idea for me to grab one of those at some point as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can stop buying flashback systems for the controllers. That's why you see a lot of those for sale without controllers.
Makes sense. Yeah, I've never bought any of those flashback ones, so I don't know.
I have a ton of them, but I buy everything in television, the different versions. I'm a variant collector, so if it's a different version, I gotta have it. But I have a lot of controllers because, like, one thing that this does, the IntelliPort, you can use regular Intellivision controllers, but there's a switch this side, and you can use the flashback controllers as well in here. And this can be player 1 or 2, so you can use them on a 2609 console or the Television 2 and Sears models with removable controllers. So you just flip the switch, and you can use different controllers. And there's a lot of those out there. Some people, that's the only way they can do it. I like the side buttons on those flashback controllers too. So, maybe, sometime down the road, whenever you get these other ones ready and you've got some free time, we can do the same thing we did tonight and have you back on. We can do the same amount of time or shorter if your time doesn't permit, and we can show off kind of all the different things you've got going on and kind of do an update interview with the controller stuff when you're ready.
Yeah, and if you want to follow my YouTube channel, that'd be great. That you always see literally when I'm working on that night. So
yeah, real time. I'm working on this right now on my bench.
Yeah. So and if you order like one of my controllers, it's more likely than not you'll see me building on my bench. So
Yep, I saw mine.
yep. So yeah, you'll see
All
your
right,
controller being
well,
built.
I thank you, sir, for coming on and taking the time out of your busy schedule and telling us about yourself and showing us the controllers and talking about what you've got coming up. I'm looking forward to seeing some of these new ones. And
Mm-hmm.
I've used this one a little bit, but I am going to be doing a video on it and playing, like Burger Time. It's like I don't want to play certain games with an arcade stick, so I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to do different arcade style games, and I'm going to do the top down view and start showing off some of the controllers I have. So that's why it's still sitting up here. I need to do something on it. But all right, well, if there's not anything else, I'll get back to the gameplay. I'm going on a record run, and I really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, no problem. Good luck on that record run.
Yeah, I've got the record, so it's my own record that I'm going to try to beat. Most people don't know, but the game is beatable. I thought it looped and went on forever, but it is beatable. So now I not only do I have to get a high score, I have to try to get to the end to see what happens.
What's the name of the game?
Road Fighter. It's the newest homebrew release for Intellivision from the Intellivision Collector. And it is an old arcade game was the inspiration.
Yeah.
It scrolls fast and it's so smooth. It's pretty cool.
Nice. Very cool. All right, kids.
No other questions came out. Put the side buttons on my flashback. Oh, you can take them out and put. I never thought of that, Mr. Bassman. He takes the flashback side buttons out of the controllers because they're softer, and he puts them in his 2609. Huh.
Nice.
Yeah, those buttons are better. So, all right. Well, I'm going to get back to the Road Fighter. I've got just enough time, I think, to finish the game and then get down and get my kids. And it's getting later and later for most of us.
Yeah. it's already after 9 for me, so it's almost bedtime.
It's only 7 here, but the East Coasters, they start nodding off and going to sleep on me.
Yep.
All right, David. Well, keep me posted, and I'm for sure going to see that stuff when I start seeing you with those other controllers. I'll definitely be reaching out and ordering one. I'd like to. Right there, one of the first ones. I'd love to have one.
That's awesome. I think you're like serial number 6 or so. I think so. You're pretty early on for that. So.
But I as soon as I saw it, I put in my order as soon as I knew how to do it. At first, I didn't know you could order like that. I thought you were just talking about them, and then I ordered right away.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Good luck with the rest of the kitchen. I've got a big house on add-on going in myself. I'm not doing the work though, but it's been busy.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
All right. Big thanks to David Nelson. That was awesome. And once again, before we start playing, this is the controller that I just got from him. It's the only one I know of that's 16 direction arcade stick. I do have game pads, but this is the only arcade stick. And you have the overlay goes in here. These buttons feel nice. There's a little, they're not completely flat, but they're not bubbles either. You've got the 3 action buttons. Feels really nice. Again, like I said, I'll be doing a video shortly, trying out a bunch of different arcade games. I'll probably go live for it. I've got my new, what most people have had forever, but I finally got my top-down setup. So let's go ahead and get back to our game. Hopefully I'm not going to die. It's still there. It's still there. So we're going to end the night with this final run, however far I can get. I'm trying for my own record and trying to beat the game because you can finish this game. I thought it was just on and the highest score, but there is an ending. Let me see here. Mr. Bassman says it's way better, harder to store though, but it fits. Yeah, I'll have to try that one of these days. I'll get a controller where the side buttons maybe broke. All right, guys, here we go. Uh-oh. Woo! Almost hit that water. It's hard to come back to a harder level after you've already stopped for a while. Oh, that was close. Don't miss the gas. Oh, it came after me twice. And again, this is really fast and scrolls super smooth. But with the setup, no matter how good you have it, it doesn't do it justice as whenever you see it just on your own console and TV. It is so much better. Even better than what you see on YouTube. Oh, there the trucks are dropping stuff. We've reached another checkpoint. It does look like it, huh? This is Road Fighter. We've got it right here. Newest game from IntellivisionCollector.com. It is available, complete in box, a ROM package, or you can get a discounted ROM package with a complete in box purchase. That's the one I usually opt for. Lets you play the game, and if you're one of those that doesn't like to open it, you can play the ROM and keep the game sealed, or you can play the game while your complete in box is being shipped to you. Oh, that was close. Oh, come on. I tried to move over a little bit. It didn't work. This is not good right here. Not good at all. I'm halfway and my gas is getting low. Come on, gas. Oh, there goes more. We might be done on this one. Yeah. It is so much harder to talk and be live and play this. Oh, come on. Oh, we might make it now. Whew. And my record run, I literally started to run out of gas as I crossed. I don't think it gets any closer than that. So we are 27-20 for score. We're not too far into the game, actually. Again, like I said earlier, I find this level the easiest. It doesn't move too much. I was like, I didn't know if he was going to drop something on me like that. Man, I ate a granola bar before I went live. I try to do that. I'm glad I did because my stomach's been growling. I'm over 2 hours past my dinner time now. I almost never have an issue passing this one. We should be about, yep, there we are. This also reminds me, Road Blaster type game, Spy Hunter. There's a lot of little games that I think are very much possible after seeing this. Oh, this is the hard one for me. I need to not wreck early on this one. There's a lot of tight spots and moving back and forth in this one. Make sure I don't miss the gas. Oh. Oh, come on. Woo! Oh. Just going to say, oh, I made that spot, and bam. Died at the next one. Oh, hit the water. That's a dirty spot right there. Uh-oh. Ah, we made it now. So who has already ordered Road Fighter? Because I know it's selling really well. They sold out of the initial few they had built and had to hurry up and make more because demand was so high. And did you buy complete in box? Did you buy the ROM package? Did you get both like I did? Do you even like racing games? Oh, come on. Oh, at least I didn't hit the oil slick that way. come on. What I hit there? I think we've got this one. It's hard to get that fine movement. Trying to squeeze in between like that. Oh, come on. Now I'm going to die because of all the wrecks right at the end. No! That's how it can happen. That's a crappy score. I mean, it's not bad, but I never should have died there. Michael Doherty, welcome back. Mine came in today. Yeah, mine too. I showed it in mail call. It's still sealed, of course. We'll have to do a Homebrew highlight coming up soon, of course. 7:29. We're about 2 hours, 20 minutes in. No, there's 15 people here. It's like, oh, I can't go out like that. Oh, does anyone want to see one more run, or do we want to call it a night? I'll let you guys decide. I'm fine either way. If you guys want to see another run at Road Fighter, I'd really like to beat it live. That was a fluke thing. I don't usually die that many times like that. If you guys want to see a little more gameplay, let me know. If you want me to wrap it up, we can do that too. We're about 2:20 in. Anybody? Go for it, says Caleb. All right, let's do it. And again, I'm playing on this one. I have an IntelliPad. See if I can show it. With the keypad. It does have batteries. It's from Retro Game Boys. And it lets you use Genesis controllers and Master System. This one, the 8BitDo wireless Genesis controllers do not work. The prototype adapter that I have, they do work on that one. All right, last run. So once again, if you didn't hear earlier, all the blue cars are the cars you're racing against. That pink car right there is the one that's aggressive. If you get close, it tries to run you off the road. And the green cars are just like your family's driving around. They leave you alone. So knowing how each car should react does help you for a while. I tried to brake, not enough. I'd rather brake and slow down than hit, because that's going to take more fuel from you. Again, guys, like I said earlier, new segment. When you play an Intellivision game, an original 125 or a homebrew, take a screenshot, take a picture of you with the screen, however you want to send it in. I love to start showing high scores that people send me on the show. Obviously, we're not going to get a lot of those, but I can also pull them from some of the contests. I think it'd be fun to show people playing games and what they got for a score. Oh, that was tight. Oh, I thought I could squeeze through. Man, I would love to see like an auto racing type game or top-down something that plays this smooth. Because that's one thing about auto racing. It's kind of rough. This is smooth as can be. I love seeing this kind of map screen on there as well. Let's check our score. So again, if you press clear, you can pause it. It also will tell your score. We're not even to 1,000 yet. This is the first bridge level. Again, I find this one to be the easiest. It's narrow, but everything just kind of stays. Of course, when the trucks start dropping things, that does change things a bit. Feels like I should be there, but it's just that hum. We're getting close. Tired, hungry, and needing to pee is not a good combination for focus. Luckily, my wife takes on Mondays. My wife goes to work, at least not too much longer, I guess. She'll be home here. But when they're out of school, my parents, she takes them down there and they feed them. And then I don't have to worry about anything. So that is not definitely nice. Makes it easier on me for show night. It's the only night they go down there like that. Oh. Still pissed off I died that early in the other game. If I didn't hit the brake right there, I would have hit the side. Oh, at least I didn't wreck. Tried to brake. It's getting late. Everyone's wanting to go to sleep. East Coast, it's 10:30. I know some of you guys are like me, though. Stay up on the later side. I don't stay up too late. I'm generally 11 to midnight. Typically the latest I'll stay up. Usually it's to get things done if I'm working on something. Everyone else is asleep. And it's like quiet time. I can do whatever I need to do and get done. Work on a video if I can do that. Sometimes it's just research. If I'm laying in bed or on the couch, I'll do research for material for the show or go through my notes, things I need to work on. Not too many people left, and I should have talked about it, but I've got an upcoming guest at some point. I'm a little bit excited about it, even though it's not something I'm capable of doing. NanoChess, Oscar Toledo G, we are going to do a show about using NT-Basic and the whole process to get started, and he's going to talk about making Intellivision games. And I think that's something that is very cool. Even though I'm not going to be making a game, I think it would be very cool to see the setup and maybe help people get started from that information that have been wanting to and just don't know where to begin. I think that's going to be a cool show. Ooh, I panicked for a second thinking he's going to drop something, but we're not far enough for that yet. A little bit of gas. We should be good now. We're almost to the end. That gets dangerous crossing over the trucks when they start dropping stuff. Yeah, you're one of the people that I thought of, Caleb. That idea came from, and I've thought about it before, but I really had no clue. Usually whenever I have people on, I know about what we're talking about. Programming is like, I know zero. So I've never really pushed for it. And Sean, InTV Fun, he in a group chat, he brought it up, and I'm like, you know what? Let me ask. Worst he can say is, I really don't do that, or, I don't have time. But he was all for it. Definitely excited about that one. Uh-oh, they're dropping stuff. Oh, come on. Uh-oh. Let me be quiet a minute. or we're gonna die early again. Don't wreck, and that should help. Oh, just missed the oil. Oh, I want to go around and hit the oil. Oh, I'm gonna wreck. Oh, that was close. When I crossed the line in my game that I broke the record, it literally said E to the right where the gas tank is. And I like, it just started to slow down before it cut off, and I clicked it, and it took it. Gas, let's keep that tank full as possible. Because you never know when I'm going to start wrecking. Oh, I knew better than that. Yeah, we're good on this one. Should be about there. Ah, I wanted that gas can. So every gas can is points. Every mile, I think it is, or something, gives you 1 point. And then gas can is so much. I think, was it something else? Clearing a stage or opening it up or completing a stage gives you like 1,000 points. Maybe it was a whole lap. Oh, I jumped a little bit, at least inside. Again, I talked about it earlier. I'm going to be off 6 weeks. I am going to be pretty busy running the house, but I know I'll be able to go live once in a while, whether it be real early or later at night. I plan on doing a little bit of that. Do a lot of gameplay whenever we do those extra sessions. Gives me a chance to play the games and go live a little bit more. Yeah, this is well done. Yep, that's the first. A lot of us have said that too. It's like this could totally be Spy Hunter. And so smooth. I'll have to catch up on those other ones in a minute. I just seen you have other comments. This one's hard to chat and play. This is one of the levels that'll get me sometimes. Oh, come on. I didn't have to hit that. That was a bad move. At least I didn't miss my gas because of it. Oh. Woo. Oh, he could have got me if you'd have dropped one. Oh! By the time I saw the change, it's too late. Uh-oh. Oh, don't start doing this again. Okay. When I saw the gas can, I was getting worried till that. Lid hinges broke. Repair kit for those to fix their OG lid as well. You always have a lot of great ideas on things to make or fix. That's awesome. There's a lot of people like myself that just play and can't do such things. Oh, I thought I was going to get through there. I'm feeling pretty good about this one still, but you never know. Things can change quick. Like there, I would have been dead. I had to break. Oh, that's brutal right there. Come on. I don't think I'm going to make it. Nope. Damn it. I don't know. I think it could. There's only so many games that are going to come out in a year, and I think it's possible. Oops, sorry, guys. I meant to switch off before I did that. I hate giving you guys the flash or the blue screen. Well, I failed again. Now I'm irritated. Now I'm going to want to play later. But a good game's going to take me like half an hour, so at least this way we get out of here a little earlier. We're about 2:40 in almost. All right, guys, that's going to do it for tonight's show. Again, a big thanks to David Nelson for coming on, taking some of his time, and letting us interview him and talk about his controllers, showing them all off. I appreciate all of you that came to watch live. Also, those of you that have been catching up, because I do have a lot of views that come afterwards. And some of that is because I know people start going to sleep. I try to find that sweet spot. But whenever we go a little bit longer of a show, you never know. Next Monday, show 78. It could just be me. We could have a guest or maybe even a full panel. Some of the normal people are unavailable. I'm not sure if they'll be ready by Monday. But we're going to talk about our current top 5 homebrew games. Doesn't mean they're our overall favorites. Doesn't mean they're the 5 best done. It just means right now the 5 we're playing the most and that we're enjoying. And we're going to talk about them, tell you where to get them if you can do that. And we're going to do some gameplay on the videos, on the games. So again, guys, hit the like button if you didn't. If you're new here, subscribe. And as I put out Intellivision stuff every week, good night, everyone. And I hope to see you next week.
Rise up, get ready for the fight. The Intellivision gamer, shining so bright. Reviews and gameplay, he's got it all from classics to new. He stands tall, interviews and insights. He's on a mission, unleashing the power of retro intuition. He's got the knowledge, the passion untamed. Intelli burning with the flame. YouTube's his stage, says brothers unite. Intellivision gamer, he brings the light with the game console. He's making history, rocking the world with your nostalgia spring.